Okay, we should finally be live now. We may or may not be an hour late, but we're still here. And that's all that matters. We may or may not be an hour late, but we're still here. And that's... Alright, I'm just going to ping everybody in the server, and then we can begin. Almost ready to begin. I don't want to waste a ton of time. I want to get right into the action because A, I'm late, and B, I want to make sure my controller can get through as much as possible. Alrighty. Got 3 games on tap today. We are starting with the Thunderbirds and Bucks, then Ravens, Jags, and then Caps, Panthers. I think that's what we're going to do. A full hour late. I started at 4 exactly, but in Central Time. That's my excuse. I can say I went after Central Time. All right, series first go at it of the year. Give me a number, Siri. Give me a number between 1 and 2.
The answer is 1.
Siri has picked 1. Who is the away team? Is it the Bucks? It is the Bucks. Okay. That might be a record. It might be. I'm not entirely sure. Geez, there's a 7 overall point difference. Goodness. Michael Kendricks is an X factor along with all these beautiful humans. Certainly a lot of new faces with Toronto. And let's hop right into the action. Seer hates you, you swear. Seer hates a lot of us. What's good, Boomy and Apple? Welcome. I'm curious to see if this is the team that propels Nick to the conference championship instead of the divisional round. I mean, this roster is better than it was last year. Patrick Mahomes is 99 in every archetype. Goodness. Yeah, he's quite good. That Mahomes guy. For the first time in a while, it is not snowing here in Toronto. I guess that makes sense since it's September. I don't think it snows in September in Canada. This might be your best team. It's definitely one of your better teams for sure. You guys should be the favorite to win the South, but I don't know. I could see a resurgence from Joe Burrow and maybe Russell Wilson after not starting for a season. He wants to try again. The bet from draft night? What bet? Am I forgetting something that is important? Bet Mahomes, dude, pretty good at football. Yeah, he is. 99 overall, 99 throw power, 99 medium accuracy. 97 awareness. He might be a problem for this Bucks defense. These were the 2 teams who lost in the NFC divisional round last year. Not only did Toronto, but Tampa Bay lost to Carolina in overtime. That game was an overtime game, right? Yeah, so both of these teams lost in the divisional round in heartbreaking fashion last year. Texans offensive line, though, that's like an Alpo offensive line. Like, the team is stacked, and then the offensive line, there's just nobody there. Mahomes' first pass of the season goes for a loss of 1. I believe that was Trey Waynes. Watch Mahomes throw 5 picks, just like the last time we watched Mahomes on opening day. He threw, I think, 5 picks. We'll see if he does it again. 3rd and 7, gonna scramble. Nice run for Patrick Mahomes. He gets the first down with his legs. Team isn't, yeah, well, the Texans aren't stacked. Most of Alpo's teams will be. But the only difference there is that the Texans aren't stacked. Although they are good. I mean, they've made the playoffs 2 years in a row. But I would say you guys are better than them. And then the Titans are just that random team. But the AFC South is going to be probably the second most interesting division in the AFC. Because the West is always a gauntlet. And the other 2 divisions are absolutely awful. Can you beat Pitt though? You should. Is Hunt starting? No, Aaron Jones should be starting. I guess Hunt's getting a lot of the snaps. May need that last superstar, maybe. 3rd and inches. Why would they go play action? That's like really dumb. I don't care that it worked. That's not the smartest thing you can do. Well, they got the first down, so it really doesn't matter, but I wouldn't run play action on 3rd and inches. That's just me. The Lockett trade has gone through, yes. Tyler Lockett is a Baltimore Raven. But Jones is better. Ooh, he's admitting Aaron Jones is better. There's not much to admit there, though. Aaron Jones is definitely better. 2nd and 4. This has been a slow drive, but they are moving down the field. Mahomes is 5 of 5. What do you need for your team? I think the only one weakness with the Colts is that they don't really have a dynamic pass rusher. But Darius Leonard's a good pass rusher in this game. But I don't know, I guess your starting defensive ends aren't, like, incredible. But other than that, you really don't have many weaknesses. You have a solid quarterback, great running back, great receiver, one of the better offensive lines, good linebacking core, good secondary. Who got hurt? I couldn't tell. Is it someone big? It's Patrick Mahomes! Oh! Okay then. He's on the sideline, so he'll be fine. But, yeah, it doesn't really get bigger than that. I was looking at the chat. I didn't see who got hurt. But, yeah, I guess it'll be Ben Roseman in at quarterback for a little bit. It'll be AJ Ebenezer will be that guy. He only has normal dev, I think, though. I mean, he's a fine starter, but he's not, like, spectacular. Might need to go to 10-minute quarters. I've considered that. If a lot of people want me to switch to 10-minute quarters, it's probably something I would end up doing. 3rd and 9. Here's Roseman. Any relations to Howie? And he completely overthrows his targets. So Patrick Mahomes went 5 of 5. Ben Roseman went 0 of 2. Definitely a difference there. First points of the season are put up by Harrison Butker, who I believe missed some kicks in the playoffs. And now we get to see the Tampa Bay offense led by now X-Factor Jordan Love. I don't think he had X-Factor. He does now, but I don't think he did. Obviously, there's still Christian McCaffrey and Terry McLaurin on this offense as well. Pretty sure they still have Will Fuller, too. Gonna voice a video, BRB. Okie dokie, Chief. Yeah, Rosen is the steamer backup. The Steamers! First play for the Buccaneer offense. This is also the first time you get to see the defense since, the play where they allowed a Hail Mary on 4th down at the end of the playoff game. Last season, week 1, your first drive went very slowly. You can get 3 points, and you also lost in the divisional round, so I don't know if that's a sign. There's a nice throw for McLaurin. Okay. And you won that game? Oh, yeah, we did watch that game against, I want to say, the Lions? Yeah, now I know we watched your first game. I forgot that we watched your first game last year, but now that you say that, yeah, I think you're right. Can you reload again? Not in OFL 21. But in 22, anyone who had a relocation team is allowed to relocate, and anyone who didn't relocate is allowed to not relocate, or vice versa if you want to change it up. But we can't switch teams for 21. Who was on McLaurin? I don't think anyone wants to be on McLaurin because he's quite good. Yay, OFL, all my homies hate Toronto. That was risky. There is an X-Factor corner, I guess, Slay. He was ready to make a play. All right, first quarter of the books. Bucks doing fairly well so far on this offensive drive. Toronto started off with a field goal. Now it is 2nd and 6. Who is a Bucks kicker? I have no idea. I should probably know that. No one took Toronto in 22. Yeah, Boomy has to get a Canadian team. I think Toronto's the only one. Boomy has dibs on Toronto. But I'm not allowing, like, the same teams to be used. Like, you can relocate to the same cities, but, like, the Thunderbirds won't be an option, so it'll be the other Toronto teams. I think the Huskies and, like, the Mounties. I think that's the other team. But yeah, like the Thunderbirds, the Diablos, the Steamers, the Sentinels, they all won't be back. There would be different relocation teams, but I will allow the same cities to be used. First down, McLaurin. Is he in? Yes, he is. Yeah, I think he was in. That's a Buccaneer touchdown. Good start for McLaurin and Love. The dynamic duo. The Bucks are now on the board. Steamers is like the worst choice. What's wrong with Steamers? Can you have it reserved for the Mounties? Normally I wouldn't reserve it, but again, we got to give the Canadian his Canadian team, so that's fine. Alright, will Patrick Mahomes be back in the game? Obviously, it showed him on the sideline, so it's not a serious injury. I imagine he will. Yep, Patrick Mahomes is back in at quarterback. I think he went 5 for 5 on the first drive. Make that 6 for 6. I believe that's C.D. Lamb. No, that's not C.D. Lamb. That's Kareem Hunt. I just saw the hair. I didn't see the number. All I saw was the hair. I forgot Kareem Hunt was on this team for a second. Is Kareem Hunt the best second-string running back in this league? Just like the NFL. Mahomes has been a perfect 8 of 8. He is wheeling. I think Jordan Love was like 5 for 5 on the first drive, but it's not the sliders. I mean, Roseman didn't complete anything. Tremblay is the best. Okay, after Tremblay, it would be Hunt. Because Malcolm Tremblay is a goat. Aaron Jones for a first down. Here comes Toronto. They're moving it. Hunt is the best backup running back in the NFL and OFL other than Tremblay. Yes. Jones on the left side. Cannot break the tackle. He gets a couple. Hola, senor. Hola. Tremblay does not suck. We will not tolerate the Tremblay slander. There's a nice move for Mr. Jones. Now it's 3rd and 2. Will the Thunderbirds have to settle for another field goal? No, Mahomes is going to get it. He's being aggressive with his legs so far. 3 carries, 27 yards, and an injury.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
We can all call Zach Kinkober the best player in the league factual. I don't know anyone else who could be in the 60s and do as well as he did. Touchdown for Toronto. Is that Gallup? That is Michael Gallup, and the Thunderbirds are back on top. So far, so good for both offenses. No, Cobert's better. 0 Tremblay slander shall be tolerated. Yes. There's still 2:40, and the Bucks do start the second half on offense, so I don't think Tampa Bay is really worried, but their defense does not look ideal. Imagine Zach Kinkober with accuracy. He would be quite good. McCaffrey gets stuffed in the backfield. He hasn't done a whole lot today. That was Uchenna Nwosu who brought him down. And now it is 2nd and 13. Wish EA would add the CFL, XFL to Madden. That would be fun. For a different storyline in face of franchise with also custom team. We need custom teams in this game. We need custom teams. You need a stadium creator. Thank goodness MLB The Show is finally adding that. But Madden is light years behind the other sports games in customization. And NHL has good customization, I think. That's made by the same company. I don't know how you can put it in a hockey game that's less popular, but whatever. Third down, McLaurin just mossed the defender, but he was out of bounds. I thought he was in, to be honest. B-Wags doesn't have his X Factor. Well, yeah, you have so many X Factors on your defense, not everybody can be activated. We want the Chiefs. Who are the Chiefs playing? Don't rebuild the O's stadium? Who said I was doing the O's? But if I do choose the O's, Camden Yards is an awesome park. I got to tour it when I was like 7. It was really cool. Like, I got this, I don't remember it that well because it was like a while ago, and I was young, but I got to like step on the field and everything. It was sick. NHL is an owner mode as well. You were about to trash. I wouldn't blame you. I thought he was. I thought in real time he was in. Who got cut? Because you know you didn't cut anyone. Well, the game wouldn't cut Scuda. There were some pretty good players who I noticed got cut by the game because people didn't manually do their cuts. Michael Gallup is hurt. Rutrow. But yeah, there are some good players in free agency. I will make an updated free agency video within like the next day or two because there were some good players. But no, the game wouldn't cut Scuda. That'd be really dumb because he is superstar Devin. He's young. And Gallup was going to the locker room too, so that means he'll be out for the game, and he could be out longer. He could. But you have no cap. Well, you had like 77 players, so with releasing those 24 guys, that should definitely clear up money. So you could still sign people because you probably have a little bit of money now. What was the highest overall cut? I think it was like an 86, and it's not like some random player. It was a good player. And he may or may not play wide receiver in real life on the Cleveland Browns. Just realize how old your team is? Well, if we do 3 more years of OFL 21, not including the sim years, you better hope that your guys just don't regress that badly the next 2 off seasons. Wow, there's only 30 seconds. Probably go in OFL Bowl or bust. I think a lot of people are doing that. So a lot of people are going to bust out. Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by the Bucks. Was the ball out, though? OMG, it's Landry? Maybe. Maybe. Was the ball out? I don't know. I don't know. Did Colbert get cut? I think you guys only have 2 quarterbacks, so there's no way he would have gotten cut. Yeah, that replay did not look like he fumbled. It looked like he was down. Does the clock stop, though? Since, like, there's a booth review, would this automatically stop the clock? That's like giving Toronto an extra timeout. So this fumble might actually be really good for them, assuming the play is reversed, which I think it will. I think. What was the second highest? Somewhere in the 80s. I don't remember exactly who it was after Jarvis Landry, but there were quite a few 80s. Yeah, the play is reversed. Okay, the clock does not stop, but Toronto still gets the ball. What happened? The play was reversed, and Toronto had to call their last timeout because the clock did not stop. They actually let 10 seconds go down, and then they called time because that's EA. And then they run a check down up the middle of the field when they have no timeouts. Do they have enough time to spike? They don't. EA Sports in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. With 26 seconds, you just get a massive break because the fumble is reversed. You go back to the line of scrimmage, you waste 10 seconds and call time. Your last timeout, and then you run a goddamn check down up the middle of the field for a gain of about 7. Yikes. So now it's only a 3-point game still, and the Bucks start with the ball. EABS. EA is already screwing Nick, and we just reached halftime of the first game of the year.
At their own 25-yard line.
Currently doing the FGFL draft. Nice. Be nice if I had picks. Wink, wink. I think I only had like a 6 and a 7. So, assuming those rounds will be after the stream, I guess I'll just draft Mimi's. Halftime, 2 claims. No, you can't claim Jarvis Landry now, kids. It's after week 1. You can't claim him now. That wouldn't be fair to the people not in the stream.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
So Jarvis Landry's not playing for someone week 1. Your running back room is stacked. Maybe it's 2 stacked. Well, Nick has Aaron Jones, Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, and Tariq Cohen. So I would say that's more stacked than yours. You do have 3 like starting caliber players, but none of them are like great. Am I gonna get in Twitch? I guess when this stream is done.
Complete to number 84. Out of bounds at midfield. A 6-yard.
They can see your claims. Well, they won't count because you're literally already playing, for what it's worth. So nobody can be claimed until after week 1, after I do the free agency video.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Buccaneers.
So no, those 2 claims in there do not count. Sign Tariq just to put him on the block. But yeah, if he can get like a 3rd round pick for Cohen, he might as well take the 3 third-round pick. Look at McCaffrey to the 9.
McCaffrey on the handoff.
Defense is just thinks zone is stand there.
The 9-yard line.
You're not wrong. To goal from the 9. Ooh, what did the linebacker do? He was trying to go for the ball, and it well, it didn't really work out for him.
A gain of 8.
There was a play like that in the Westlake video tonight, except it was like way worse. 2nd and goal, he does not roll in. Ooh, 3rd and goal, the Bucs are literally inches away. They're gonna have 2 chances to punch it in. They're not gonna kick the field goal here, are they? That'd be dumb. McCaffrey does not get in. They are so close. They have to go for it. That would be such a weak call to kick a field goal. That's so weak. You have it up a 1-yard line. Not even. You're like a foot away. Punch a damn ball in the end zone. That's a bad call. That's playing not to lose rather than playing to win. That is a bad call. Hobie, I know this is not your fault, and I know you're not here at the moment, but I am disgusted with your team. That was an awful play call. 3 claims on Jarvis. Guys, you cannot claim Jarvis Landry.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
All right, now people better not be claiming Jarvis Landry because you ain't getting him. The next person to claim Jarvis Landry is not allowed to get him. Boom. That's a good punishment. I like that. Yeah, based on this, Boomy would get Jarvis Landry because you claimed Jarvin Landry, Nick. I love how Cobra and Apple had the exact same idea. They typed it in at the same time. That's so funny. You demand Landry. You're going to have to talk to Pro about that. By the end of the stream, there's going to be like 12, I know. I'm fully expecting that.
Aaron Jones, the ball carrier. Patrick Queen on the tackle. A gain of 4. It's now
2nd and 6 for the T-Birds. Aaron Jones has like been very average today. Whenever we watched the Texans last year, Aaron Jones went off. He always did so well. I don't know why he's not doing... I mean, he hasn't been bad today, but he hasn't been great either. It's not like they're not giving him the ball. There were some games last year where Aaron Jones barely got the ball, and he still did really well. 2 have been in the locker room, so... I mean, I guess the one non-locker room injury is the biggest one. So you kind of got lucky there. Mahomes really wants to run today. I thought that was going to say Mahomes for a second. But it's Haynes. Your wide receiving core is so mad, but you got the man himself, Tack Shoddy. Who's the coach for the Bucks? Hobie is the coach of the Bucks. Okay, there's Aaron Jones with a nice play of a 25. Why did he fall? I have no clue. I thought he was going to go in the top 5, to be honest. So I'm surprised he fell to your lap, but he looks like a good player. Mahomes runs a lot, yeah, but I don't think we've seen him run this much. I remember, oh dear, there's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Bucks. I remember in the last Jaguar game last year when we played the Chiefs, Mahomes ran it like all the time, but I never realized he did it this much. And this time, it does not pay off. And there's not going to be a review, so the play stands. Please tell you next time Steamers, well, next time the Steamers on the poll, you should be able to see it. And, I mean, it's always based on which games get the most votes. But I have no clue why Mahomes didn't slide there. That was, who is Tucker? He has 4 catches for 54 yards. He's kind of doing pretty well. I have no clue who he is. First down, broken up by Slay. I still think Mahomes has not thrown an incompletion today. I'm pretty sure. Second and 10. I think they got the stop here. This defense is making you sad. I'm sorry they're making you sad. Third and 2. This is a really big play. Play action fake. Jordan Love up the middle. What a catch! Is that Darius Slay? Holy smokes! That wasn't even a bad throw. That was accurate. Slay just jumped around. Oh my goodness! What a catch! That's the biggest play of the game. Holy cow! That was a good throw. That was a perfect throw. But just an even better play by Slay. Welcome back, Apple. You gave it a pretty good time. That's definitely the best play of the entire game so far. Holy cow. 0% of that blame belongs to Jordan Love. That was not a bad throw. That was just an awesome defensive play.
The ball carrier brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20.
Return to Twitch. Oh, I'm returning to Twitch. So, which, speaking of, I may move the OFL back to Twitch. I don't know when it would be, but it would be within the next few weeks. So obviously I'll let you guys know more stuff. For now, it'll still be here on the channel. But I do plan on going back to Twitch. And if assuming I did and all goes well, I would imagine I would probably have OFL over there. Obviously, like the roster videos and stuff would still be here, obviously. But so Toronto does nothing off of the interception. I am disappointed because that was a really good play by Slay. You got to capitalize, and they did not. I mean, Mahomes has some wheels, but he has to win with his arm. Because that's what he's good at. I love how Kendricks and Bernie were, like, fighting, and it says Michael Kendricks is injured. Did he get, like, popped in the noggin? Well, he's only on the sideline, so that means he'll be fine. Gain of 2 for McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to CMC. He gets pushed backwards. And he still gains 2. So now EA is screwing you by making Mahomes run every other play. Yeah, pretty much.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd.
Coincidence? I think not. 3rd and 6. There's a nice first down for McCaffrey. Okay.
Love's pass. Complete to Christian McCaffrey. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
That probably should have been picked. I think that's Bobby Wagner. That was right in his hands. That was a bad throw from Jordan Love, unlike his actual interception. Second and 10. Love under pressure. It's doinked off the lineman, incomplete. We should watch for Ravens second. Yeah, the plan is to watch your game next and then finish off with the Panthers and Caps. And then obviously see the results of the other games. Third and 10. Tipped by Slay, incomplete. They should probably punt it, yo. You should be up 13-10 right now. Why is that? Ooh, that was almost a water punt, but a little bit too deep from Mitch Wishnowski. Toronto's offense has another chance. I think Mahomes has ran it more than he's thrown it today. And he hasn't thrown it in completion. It's not like he's throwing badly. It's just that he doesn't want to throw. Nor does he want to slide, which is really odd. I thought that was going to say Mahomes is hurt again. But instead, it is Trey Hopkins. I think he's one of the backup offensive linemen. Tajik Potts is going to be a monster. Factual. Dare you to join your MLB The Show online league? Maybe. Like actual online, like physically playing. Mahomes is 17 of 17 and Ingram has 9 catches. And Mahomes still barely wants to throw it. He's thrown it like 2 or 3 times in the second half. BRB, okay, take your time, Cobra. Kareem Hunt has not done a whole lot. He had that like one nice catch, and he's done nothing other than that.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 46-yard line.
There's Jones to the 50. Mahomes is like Jack Jackson. Mahomes is actually good. I don't know if I'd say Jack Jackson is good. Ooh, that was dangerous. First incompletion of the game for Patrick Mahomes. I feel like both of these teams are just trying to lose. Can we just make both of these teams 0-1? Neither of them want to win. T-Bird's offensive line is trash or playing like it. They've had some injuries today. I know Anthony Costanzo was hurt earlier. To crush 50 home runs in the first week due to it being you and a whole bunch of Xbox players. Yeah, the Xbox players are going to have no idea how to do it. I remember my first MLB The Show game was like 15. I had no clue how to hit for months. Like, I got it for my birthday. I didn't figure out how to hit until Christmas. And then I remember I was like giving myself a Christmas present because I wasn't really able to play the game prior because I had no clue how to hit. Shut it, Boomy. Who knows? Anything's possible. Mahomes' first bad pass could not have come at a worse time. You're not wrong. I would agree with that. Third and 8. Love had all that time to throw. He dumps it off to McCaffrey, who makes a really good play after the catch. Okay, that was a really weird play. Love has all time to throw it. He just dumps it off, but it's still a nice game. The Bucs have plenty of time. I mean, both offenses started the game off so well, and then neither of them has even tried to do anything in the second half. Like, this first and second half have been night and day. Took you 17, 18, 19 to be able to stand up to online play? Well, I'm still not good at online. I haven't played a ton of online games, but whenever I do an MLB Show, I usually don't win. Let's put it that way. Third and 3, wide open down the field. I don't know who that was in coverage, but geez, that was bad. Bucs are definitely in field goal range. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah or Micah Parsons. Most people would say Parsons. I would say JOK because I think Owusu-Koramoah is a beast. But both would be good picks for your Raiders, I gotta say. And both are very realistic picks for you guys. I mean, knowing Gruden and Mayock, they're gonna pick some like third-round projected safety, but Thank you, good sir, yes. I know there are a few people on the Jeremiah Wusu-Koromo hype train. McCaffrey brings it to a 5. Toronto is calling their timeouts now. Bucks are getting very... They just have to keep running the ball. They'd be dumb to throw it. Toronto gets a stop, but they have to use their last timeout. Toronto might as well just let them run into the end zone. That'd probably be their best bet at this point. $20 for Raiders take Richie Grant at 17. That'd be so funny. They would. McCaffrey should not have dove into the end zone. That was a really bad... It's a nice touchdown. That was like the Todd Gurley play against us this year, which ended up hurting us. It hurt our draft position. But like when Todd Gurley stumbled in the end zone when he didn't want to score, that's just like that. Just McCaffrey was actually like trying the whole time. But no, EA has to screw him. If he was the MLB commissioner for a day, what rules would I put in? That's a good question. Because Rob Manfred is not the smartest tool in the shed. That's a really good question. Probably a timer in between pitches. The robot umpires. Get Angel Hernandez out of there. Probably make sure all stadiums have like the foul ball netting. And make the players more marketable and not be a boomer sport. Boom. Less games, that's a good one. There's a nice throw and out of bounds. That's a big play for Toronto. They have to injure Mahomes when you were driving. They have to keep running with Mahomes. EA Sports. Yours will be a salary floor or serious punishments for cheating, 3-year suspensions without pay. Wow, that's a lot. I don't know if I'd suspend them 3 years for illegal substances. But I would probably do something to discipline the Astros. I would do that too. And the Astros are like my second team for a few years after they picked up Verlander. But yeah, I would actually give those guys punishments and not slaps on the wrist. I don't know about 3 years for illegal substances though. That seems like a lot. Especially if the guy like accidentally had it in his system. Mahomes, does he get out? Yes, he does. He should have tried to get out quicker. We're down to... How is there 15 seconds? They have to go for the end zone. Are they going to throw a check down? Yup. That's a ball game. That clock management was so bad. Why did Mahomes not get out of bounds? It kind of looked like he was out. And then with 15 seconds or no timeout to throw a check down. Bregman 3 years, Springer 3 years, L2. That does feel like a little bit too much, though. I don't think those guys should get that much. But I would have done more than what the MLB did, which was absolutely nothing. So this means that Toronto currently has the worst record in the OFL at 0-1. The Bucks, meanwhile, are 1-0. Both teams really did not deserve to win. Both quarterbacks were fine. Neither of them were great, but they weren't bad. Talking about like Pine Tar and stuff. I still wouldn't do 3 years, though. But I get where you're coming from. Nice amount of rushing yards from McCaffrey. Aaron Jones was fine in his debut. Mahomes led the game in rushing yards. So, in a game that features Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, and Kareem Hunt, Mahomes is the leader in rushing yards. A big game for Evan Engram. He was very busy. The Bucs' leading receivers were Christian McCaffrey and this gentleman, Carl Tucker. McLaurin had a good first drive and did like nothing after that. Were there any sacks? No sacks, and then the Slay interception. Greatest show on turf. How many points in the second half? That would be 0. All right, Ravens and Jags next. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2.
It's 2.
2. Who is the home team? I want to say the Ravens? I could be totally wrong. That's just a guess. Ravens. There we go. The Ravens are home. Okay, I'm right. All right, Boomy, do you have any specific jersey combo you would like to wear? '89 defensive end, '87 defensive end, '96, '97 defensive tackles. They do nothing with the pass rush. All right, you can do regular home, you can do color rush, alternate. Ravens don't really have a ton of throwbacks since they are a newer team, but they do have one throwback. These are actually kind of cool. I'm curious to see this new look Ravens team. I don't know if there's a team that looks more different. I know a lot of people made a bunch of moves, but I don't know if there's anybody who looks more different than Baltimore, who's now an 80 overall. Alternate, okie dokie. Did they have any X Factors last year? I don't know, but now they have DeAndre Hopkins, Cam Hayward, Kyle Van Noy, Aaron Rodgers, Keenan Allen, Joe Burrow, and Chase Young for the Jags. Oh yeah, Xavier McKinney. I forgot about that. That would be for me, and I got Mr. Cheeks. Why do you blame your defense for everything? That's a good question. Because Mahomes is, I don't know, perfect. Yes, you're right. Jaquan Gore was an X Factor. Yeah. Blame EA for everything. Because they deserve it. Two of a more quiet playoff contender, the Jags and the Ravens. Both teams were disappointing last year. Both teams were pretty aggressive in the offseason to make some moves to help them win this year. Particularly Baltimore, but Jacksonville was busy as well. The Ravens will start on offense. We get to see Aaron Rodgers and company first. Yes, the Thunderbirds did lose because EA hates Nick. You'd think maybe EA would give him a break after the Hail Mary, but nope. So here's Aaron Rodgers. This is his first game in NFL/OFL history not playing for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers on first down for 8. His first pass is a Raven. Aaron Rodgers in a Ravens jersey is just kind of hard to imagine because it would never happen in a million years. Almost threw up while voice recording. Well, that's not fun. I hope you're good, my guy. Defense was terra-bad in the first half. Is that a word? Terra-bad? DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Lockett, both now on this offensive receiver. I think that's Lockett, who was just acquired today. Had a swim meet today. Ah, I see. There's a nice run for Gus the Bus. He is the man in charge in the backfield. Team looks good. I wouldn't get ahead of myself. You guys are 2.5 minutes in, but so far so good. First down, Rodgers incomplete. That was pretty dangerous. Mahomes doesn't fumble in a drive where you were driving, you score 7. Possibly. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but Roseman came in and wasn't particularly good. Rodgers is sacked by David Dyson. He was unblocked into the backfield. Ravens are not really in field goal range. They do have Josh Lambo, who is one of the best kickers in the game. But, yeah, they're definitely in field goal range. They don't get the first, though, but they'll score. If EA isn't paying and actually manages the clock, you get at least 3. Well, in that last drive, you needed 7. A field goal would have done nothing. Kick is good. Baltimore on the board first.
Makes the score. Ravens 3, Jaguars nothing.
14 points left on the board. Yeah, but the drive where... Oh, I was thinking about the injury one. Yeah, you might be right. Because on a drive that Mahomes got injured, you guys were probably going to score a touchdown, but then didn't.
The Jaguars take over
And then the fumble one, yeah, you're right.
at their own 26-yard line.
So here is Joe Burrow, who struggled for most of last year. He played well down the stretch. The year before, he was really good. I have a feeling he's going to be back to his old self. Joe Burrow is quite good in this game, so he should be fine. End of the first half, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. I was thinking of the first drive.
Alexander Madison, the ball carrier.
Wonder how long Gallup is out. I guess we'll see after,
No gain on
at the end of his string, probably.
second and 10 at the 26-yard line.
There's David Njoku for 11.
Burrow's pass. Complete to
Fancy seeing him in a Jags jersey, wink wink.
a gain of 11 on the play. And a Jaguar first down.
You can check after this game. I'm showing all injuries at the end. Gallup does not get the special treatment. Maybe if it was Mahomes, he'd get the special treatment, but I'm sorry, Gallup. Yo, Gallup tore his ACL. We can say that in confidence because it's a video game. There's Keenan Allen, his first catch as a Jaguar. Don't think it's a stretch to say you outplayed Tampa. I would probably agree with that. I think you guys were a little bit better. I think both teams deserved to lose, to be honest. But I think you guys deserve to lose a little bit less. But neither you or the Bucks really looked good. Third and 5. Back to Njoku. Both offenses are moving slowly, but they're moving nicely.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Jaguars.
So Gallup is done for the year because it's Nick's team. Gallup was good in watch games too. Even though he's not the slot guy, he seems to usually be their best receiver.
4 yards on the
David Njoku already has 4 catches.
6. At the Ravens
Mahomes tears his ACL, PCL, and MCL. Hope Mahomes throws a game-losing pick in the wild card round of the playoffs. Wild tearing his ACL, PCL, and MCL. So both you guys can get your wish. I think it's mostly EA effing with you on the reason why you didn't play well. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, EA just does not want to see you succeed. Will Nick ever win an OFL Bowl? That's a genuinely interesting question. Because he's a good enough GM to build a really strong team, but I mean, you have to get past the beast known as EA Sports. That's a whole task in itself. Need our best players to be able to beat us.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Second and 8. There's a nice run for Madison. I think the Jags are an elite running back away from being really good. I've said this multiple times, but if they got an elite running back, they would be really good. Third and 1. Again, Njoku, who has like 7 catches already.
Burrow's pass. Complete to David Njoku.
6. Okay.
First and goal, Jacksonville.
6 catches for 54 yards of a first drive. You could make it a whole 99 team, and EA would make it go 9-7. Well, the lucky thing for you is in Madden 22, you don't have to worry about 9-7. Well, I guess 9-7-1 is a possibility. There's Njoku again, his 7th catch of the first drive of the game. My goodness.
Brings up second and
Run is non-existent for the Jags, but they just keep getting it in the hands of Njoku. This is like watching a Jaguars franchise game where our defense just cannot cover the other team's tight end. But just it's flipped. It's David Njoku who's doing it all. Madison in the end zone for a touchdown. Jacksonville will take the lead.
Jacksonville. Chase McLaughlin lining up for the point after.
That was a really strong offensive drive.
Makes the score Jaguars 7, Ravens 3. Sterling Hawkrichter.
Need you to lower the injury slider? No, we need injuries. Injuries make it interesting. And it's a video game, so we don't have to be sad. Unless it's our own team, then yes, we can cry into our pillows.
At their own 26-yard line.
There's like 7 injuries. Well, that's not enough. There are usually like 7+ injuries in an NFL game. I mean, most of them aren't serious, but 7 doesn't feel like that much.
Ball carried by the running back.
Carolina lost their Week 1 game last year. That's true. Did we lose our Week 1 game? Yeah, we started 1-3. So the 2 teams made the OFL Bowl last year, I'm 99% sure, lost their Week 1 games.
The running back. Shaquem
Yeah, we went 1-3, and then that's when Chip decided to try.
brings up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, incomplete. Have we seen a sack at all today? In either game? I don't think we have. That's pretty unbelievable. I think that was Brian Burns. If he had brought down the quarterback, that would have completed one of the prop bets. If Chase Young and Brian Burns get the first sack of the game.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, Mexico City lost for a Week 1 game. Yeah, through 4 weeks, I thought Chippendale sucked, and then he threw like 1 interception the rest of the year. Wow, someone other than David Njoku caught a pass. I believe that's Justin Jefferson. Jerry Jeudy's the best offensive playmaker on this team. I don't think he's been targeted once. Like, how does that happen?
Number 25, Alexander Madison, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
EA just sees your D-line and says, that's cool. It won't do anything, though. We have all these star players, but no pressure at all. Your interior defensive line scares you. I remember going into the preseason, you had like 7 total players in your front 7. You obviously signed a bunch of preseason free agents and got Agba and Poe at the end, but you literally had 7 players in your front 7. And no backups. Ready for this season to end in 6-10? That would be kind of sad. Who would win the North? Memphis? I mean, the NFC North, I don't think the NFC North is really that good. I think the Packers are going to take a step down without Rages. The Lions are just mediocre. And Memphis, I think, is the only team that could really challenge you, but I don't know. I just don't trust Memphis. More likely them than Detroit or Green Bay, but, I mean, maybe the Cougars made Daniel Jones good. I don't know. Jonah Williams is hurt. Have the Cardinals played? The Cardinals have not played yet. I forget who. I think they play the Snowhawks. I want to say they play the Snowhawks. So that's a big inter-division game. Arizona usually isn't very good in division games. They're good in their other games. Colts are mediocre. You said how the Colts are like, this is like your best team, though. I wouldn't call you guys mediocre. I mean, you made the playoffs, so you won a playoff game, and you improved. So you, on paper, should win the division. Second and 6. Hey, Jerry Jeudy did something. No way. It's about time. Do they have Jerry Jeudy in the slot still? That's what it looks like on this play. They should, because he's darn good in the slot in this game. Best team is mediocre? Yeah, but you have those that Eagle team and the Bills team in 19 that made no OFL Bowl. Those teams are not mediocre. You would have traded for Eddie Small if you were the Steamers? That would be a smart idea. I mean, I think Daniel Jones is still pretty good. At least he was with the Cougars. But the Steamers would be a perfect Eddie Small candidate. I think the Packers should be really trying to get Small, though. That would make a lot of sense. Because Sam Darnold's just, eh. There aren't many teams that need quarterbacks. But I for my Lions' sake, I would not like to see Eddie Small on a Packers jersey. Because I like Eddie Small. I think he's quite good. But if I was the Packers, I would be trying to get him. Come on, Jags, just stink. Why can't EA pick on someone else for a change? Yeah, what'll make EA stop picking on you? I don't know, get EA's... Who is EA's favorite player? Wow, what a catch by Keenan Allen for the touchdown. That wasn't even bad coverage. That was just an incredible grab. God damn it, 22. Who is that? Because he's getting cut after the game. Assistant. Nope.
Lining up for the point after.
Eddie Small is fine in Vegas, but he's not going to play in Vegas because they have Cobair now. Otherwise, that would be fine. But for Eddie Small's sake, oh, you're saying that because you don't want him in the division. Why did that take me so long to realize? Who else needs a quarterback? I mean, the Snowhawks have Kyler Murray, but I just don't trust Kyler Murray in this game at all. The Eagles could be interesting. That would be an interesting idea. The Sentinels would be kind of interesting. I still don't really trust Tua. New Orleans, with Garoppolo, I could see that. The Bills and the Jets both work. Their quarterbacks are kind of old. The Steelers, if they don't believe in Mookie. If Daniel Romer III flames out, then the Cougars. I mean, there are more teams than I would have thought. The Titans. Is no Snowhawks guy active? Rob was super active in the past, but I think he's just been busy. So, he hasn't been super active in 21. But he had the best teams in OFL 19, and he was really good last year. In 20. What about Christian Kirk? You ain't getting him. I might put Kirk on the trade block, but I think this is the last year of his deal. Oh no, Gus! No! Gus is going to the locker room. F in the chat. But we get Arnold in the backfield. Okay. Maybe it's not so sad that Gus got hurt. We got Arnold. 3rd and 2. There's a first down. Will we see the Arnold Stringer effect of him being in the game? Short throw for DeAndre Hopkins. He has not done a whole lot today. Is that his first catch? No, he has 3. Oh, I thought he's done less than that. Okay. What do I know? First down. What a grab! Oh my goodness! Who is 89? He mossed 3 defenders and took it to the house. That's Traquan Smith. Holy smokes! How did he do that? Wow, what a play. Goodness, that was something else. He mossed Hamilton, he mossed Simmons, he just got up and scored. Wow. Every year your starting running back gets hurt. Yeah, I guess that's true with Jaquan Gore. San Diego should get Eddie Small because he's better than their current quarterback. Damn. You dare me? You dare me to do what? I'm confusion. Traquan clearly is not human. You had Traquan on your team last year? Why wasn't Traquan doing that stuff in Indy? That's probably the play of this dream so far. I mean, that Darius Slay interception last game was really nice, but woo, that was a nice play for Mr. Smith. Eddie Small should go to Toronto because he knows how to close a better game unlike Mahomes. Damn, that's a good one. Nice sack for Cam Hayward and Samsung Ebukam. I imagine Jacksonville's just going to run out clock. That was my team. The ball would have bounced off his hands, would have been picked off, and ran off for a pick 6. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I thought Alexander Madison has like 10 carries, and Aaron Jones and Christian McCaffrey barely had 10 carries in the whole game last time. Alright, the Jags looked good early, especially on offense. Baltimore picked it up with a great touchdown catch by Traquan Smith. Mahomes has to face against EA Sports. I think if I was a player, I just probably would not want to go to Nick's team. Even though Nick's team is really good and is going to win games, just because you're always going to get punched in the balls by EA. I mean, I'd almost rather go 4-12 and not get punched in the balls by EA Sports. If you had Isaiah Thomas, you would have had 7-9. I mean, IT last year was not great. He was better as a rookie. You done got drafted. Depending on how your wide receiver core plays, how hard you may go after Juice. Well, the thing with Jarvis Landry is, since we're in the season, it would just be a claim. I don't know if I want to do first come, first serve, or based on last year's record. I don't know how I would do it, because I've never really had a strong waiver system. I tried to do it a couple seasons ago. It didn't really happen. 3rd and 1, nice conversion. If I was your quarterback, you wouldn't lose on a Hail Mary. Well, to be fair, it's not Mahomes' fault they lost on the Hail Mary. Last year's record says Boomy, whose team finished like 4-12. But yeah, I would maybe combine like last year's record and how the teams did in week 1 this week. That would probably be the most fair. Or maybe like point differential for week 1. That's actually kind of an interesting idea. Like, whoever got blown out. Well, yeah, but like, we could get blown out. I probably wouldn't claim Jarvis Landry because I don't really need him. But we could get blown out, and then we would get him, even though we finished with one of the best records last year. Think you'll just tank? I mean, the AFC West is pretty good, so that's probably not a bad idea for your situation. Smirnoff is just an OFL legend. You're not wrong there, Chief. 3rd and 4. Madison gets it. That was close, though. Nick could use... Yeah, if Gallup is hurt for a while. But Nick claimed Jarvin Landry in waivers. So I don't know who that is. Only team that could stop you from going to the OFL Bowls, Diablos and Colts. I would say after us and Indy... Maybe the Chargers are the next best team in the AFC. I don't totally disagree with that. Wow, nice run from Joe. But I think New England's going to be good again. I think the Jets could still be good. The Dolphins should be better. The Cougars should be fine. The Ravens could be a lot better. The AFC is going to be interesting. I think the AFC is going to be better than it was last year. Houston, they're solid too. You need a better everything. Except for Tak Shadi, because he's a monster. But other than that, yeah. If the Ravens can stop them to a field goal here, that'd be a pretty big deal. I'm not going to lie. Ooh, Madison doesn't get it. He only gains a yard. Fixed his name after the stream. Well, the waiver claims don't count. I was saying that to be funny. Wonder if you're the worst team. Oh, you're definitely not the worst. No, there are way worse teams. It's just that you have 3 good teams in your division. I'm counting the Raiders as good. Get over it. 3rd and 1, Justin Jefferson with the touchdown. Jacksonville's offense looks really good. I told y'all Joe Burrow was back. I told you. Anyone with a good veteran left end or right end that you could steal. Not trade for, steal. But, no. Myles Garrett and Shaq Barrett don't count. That guy looks like Mark Ingram. I don't know, I get Mark Ingram vibes from that dude. I don't know who that was. I mean, trade for... Sure you're not going to steal him? Wink, wink. Justin Jefferson was a few moments away from being a cap. Oh, wow, was he? You almost get him. That would have been a pretty nice pickup. For a 4th? Yeah, no, that probably wouldn't be a great trade for you. I wouldn't trade Robbie Anderson for a 4. I don't got the ball, he only gained 1. Peters and Flowers, but that's a no-no. Wonder what that D-line's going to do in sim. 3rd and 5, Rodgers throws it away. If the Jaguars score a touchdown, this game becomes a sim. I don't think the Ravens need to overreact, even though they're not doing well. But I mean, the Ravens have 4 games against the Cougars and 4 games against the Bengals. If Baltimore's a good team, they'll go 3-1 in those 4 games. They should. Cougars, if Baltimore's a good team, they'll at least split with the Cougars. So they should go 4-2 in division at the bare minimum. T. Higgins will be mine. The Texans were not. A lot of people went after T. Higgins, though, to be fair. But yeah, the Texans, they threw out a lot of money, and it's going to bite them in the butt once all their really good players need to be re-signed. So Brian Edwards getting 100 mil plus. Boomy was like, he's only your 4th best wide receiver. Well, I mean, he's not wrong, but that wouldn't be a reasonable excuse for you to trade him for a 4th rounder. So yeah, I don't really blame you there, Apple. Enjoying Derek Brown. Well, Derek Brown, I see him. I think he's the superstar. Well, Derek Brown actually helped make that play. He didn't tackle him, but he made the hit. I think that was Derek Brown. David Njoku's hurt. He's done like nothing since that first drive where he caught, what, 7 passes? Who is in this free agency class? I think a lot of like the 4th rounders between like 8th or 9th rounders in the fantasy draft. So it's going to be a really good free agency class. And then the free agency class after this one is going to be loaded. It's going to be like all the superstar players who were picked early in the fantasy draft. So that's going to be, because I imagine a lot of people are going to want to spend money this offseason because the free agency class is going to be really good. So that's going to be a lot of tough re-signing decisions for people. So if you've been saving your cap, that is probably good news for you. Hey, what's good, RMP? Your team is looking pretty good. Up 21-10. Joe Burrow is cooking. You pray your cap situation. Well, you sign a lot of short-term deals. So even though you don't have a ton of money, since you have a lot of guys on like 1-year deals, that's not really a bad thing because they'll be off the books after this year. Derek Brown is really helping the Ravens, isn't he? The game only started 3 quarters ago. The Ravens still have 15 other games this year. Hey, RP, want to know something? EA hates me. May or may not have overpaid for Kyle Duggar. Yeah, you're the only one who went after Kyle Duggar, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Make smart signings for 1-year deals, most of them anyways. Yeah. I think for this early stage of the LFL, before like the really good free agency classes that we're going to be getting soon, the 1-year deal is every way to go. Cobra gave Duggar 15 mil when he could have gave him the minimum and still got him. But since it's for 1 year, it's not really that big of a deal. But it's more so funnier than anything. 4th quarter underway. Can the Jags make this a sim? EA hates me. And the sky is blue. Actually, the sky outside is like gray. The point remains. Welcome to the club. Oh, Burrow fumbled it! And it's picked up by the Ravens. Uh-oh. Big return. Will it be a touchdown? Yes, it will. If the play stands, then this game has just been flipped over on its side. They're going for 2, so no review. The play stands. Okay, wow, that was fast. So Baltimore, I just said a minute ago, this game is about to be a sim, and now the Ravens are down by 3. Huh. Time flies. The Jags still have the lead. Jags are fine, but that's a pretty big turnover. Yeah, nobody covered DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know why. I think DeAndre Hopkins should be the guy you prioritize covering. Burrow's still in a nice game, other than the fumble. But that's a pretty big deal. I've got to give Alexander Madison credit. I have been saying how the Jags need a great running back, but Madison's been quite good today. They've given him the ball a lot, and he has been quite solid. And right when I'm talking good about him, he gets 2. Maybe Duggar has started. I don't think he has started enough now. And I think he was like 24 when he got drafted, so he's like probably 27 by now. But it's only 1 year, so it's really not that big of a loss for him. 3rd down, incomplete. Is Baltimore really about to do this? Have we still had no sacks? Because was that Burrow play a sack? The fumble, was that a sack or was that a run? Because I don't think we've had a sack in the entire stream today. And we've seen nearly 2 full games. No, that was a read option. Yeah, we have not seen a sack all day. At this play calling. Is Baltimore really about to do this after getting killed through the first 3 quarters? Your defense also specializes in social distancing. EA has woken up and chosen violence today. They chose violence against Nick, and right now they might be choosing violence against an RMP. RMP comes in, and the Jags start to do bad all of a sudden. Yeah, before he came in, they were dominating. That was odd. I don't know if there's a coincidence or not. You had 1 sack, actually 2. Okay, maybe I'm just forgetting them. You're probably right. Because I don't think we can go through 2 full games without seeing a sack. That would just never happen. We suck when I'm here. I'll be back in a minute. Watch the Jags get a pick 6 now. Well, they get a sack for Chase Young. Yeah, the Jags have 2 sacks and the Ravens have 1. Okay. Second and 17. Okay, there's a nice pass. That sets up a big 3rd and 6. 3rd and 7. Kyle Letdown is on the block. Who is Kyle Letdown? Oh, Kyle Duggar. So you signed him for 15 mil just to trade him? Well, I guess you'll get a 3 draft pick or 3 whatever you get. Big first down for the Ravens with 3:40 to go. For Tyler Lockett, who has been today in his Raven debut. Nothing exciting, but fine enough. Okay, how do you drop that 27? That was right in his hands. He should have caught that. See, that is how you catch 27. I'll trade for Duggar and I'll give you a flower. A Trey Flowers? Nick has Trey Flowers. Jax has an actual flower, and the actual flower would send more pass rush than Trey Flowers did in the first game today. Rodgers on 3rd down. Oh my goodness, that's caught by Hopkins. They're definitely in field goal range. The Ravens are really about to do this, aren't they? Octino, come on, that was funny. That was funny. I'm proud of myself for that, the Trey Flowers joke. I'm proud. Trey Flowers is a lion. I love the guy, but I had to. Duggar will be your water boy. And the flower will make more of an impact than Trey Flowers did. Think the pass blocking need... Yes, that's what I've been thinking since like the start of the first game. I'm definitely going to tune down the pass blocking for both sides. At least it's not like skewed towards one of the user or CPU. At least it's both teams. Pass rush is good. Pass rush is non-existent. I mean, we don't need like 10 sacks a game, but we need a little bit. Ooh, flag. What is it? It's a hold on Baltimore? Yeah, on Andres Pete. Your joke was so unfunny, I'm letting myself out of a basement. I'm ashamed. Hello again, Apple. OMG, you play Miami. That would have been an interesting game to watch. I don't think it got enough votes. I definitely put it on the poll. How did that game do? It got 6 votes, so it was close. You're not a mod. I'll fix that. Oh, hold on. I'm on my main account. Okay, Hold on, I'll fix that. 3rd and 15. Caught by Hopkins, but he does not get the first. They can still kick a field goal, though, because they're only down by 3. Here is Lambo for the tie. And he drills it 21 apiece. The Ravens have come back. They're not winning, though. Okay, there you go, Apple. Every drive for your Viking series, you have 1 hold. I've been, like, trying to, like, always get the penalty sliders up in my Madden franchises. I feel like there's a little bit more this year at the Jags, but... And, like, in Westlake, there are barely any penalties. Whenever I play Madden, there are barely any penalties. It's so annoying. Like, I want penalties because that's realistic. Like, this year for Jags, I've really driven up the penalties and the injuries. Would have been funny if Lambeau had missed. Can Joe Burrow lead the Jags down the field? That was risky. He's lucky that was just incomplete. That could have been a lot worse. Said, shut it, Nick. 2nd and 10. Okay. Up the middle to the 49. You have a lot of penalties in your Jets. What are your penalty sliders at? He caught that. Inbounds. Oh, my. What a catch by Keenan Allen. That was definitely a catch, but was he in? They're not going to reveal it. Wow. They're clearly in field goal range. Oh, my goodness. What a grab. Keenan Allen was the clutch one, but that was a good throw by Joe. He said no, but Scoot is. Has Scoot ever started a game at quarterback? I don't think so. He was a top 10 pick and has not started at quarterback until today. That's kind of wild. Where is Justin Tucker? He is on the Snowhawks. Keenan MF and Allen. What a legend. 1st and goal. Imagine if the Jaguars somehow don't score on this drive because of clock management. I don't think they can possibly not score. If they turn it over, that's one thing. But I don't think since they're so close to the goal line, I don't think clock management can really hurt them. All you have to do is not watch your game and your team does well. I guess. But when I watch, my team does well. Huh. Go Colts even though, who are you guys playing? I don't remember. A backup with an X Factor is a W. There are a lot of backup X Factors. He got stopped. They can still kick the field goal, though. They're up to 1. Watch the game go for it. That would be the funniest thing. Okay, they're not. Oh, Baltimore doesn't have a timeout, so they'll do this as time expires. For the win! It's good! The Jags walk it off on a game-winning field goal. 24-21, the final score. So the Jags were by far the better team through 3 quarters. Baltimore gave them a run for their money in the 4th, but it was not enough. Yeah, you kind of need to watch it. I could leave the room. I could just look at the chat and not look at the TV. Fuck, if they're going to let the clock run out to 0, that would have been so sad. A game-winning field goal from the 1-yard line. Yeah, that doesn't sound very exciting. Like, I could have made that kick. Joe Burrow was quite good other than the fumble. Aaron Rodgers wasn't crazy, but he wasn't bad. He didn't make any mistakes. Let's put it that way. Alexander Madison was quite good. No, who had the most carries on the Ravens? 3. They ran it 8 times. Well, the Jags dominated time of possession. Oh, yeah. Jags dominated time of possession. They had the ball for 2/3 of the game. David Njoku caught 7 passes on the first drive and is injured. Keenan Allen had the catch of the game. Justin Jefferson scored. Traquan Smith scored. DeAndre Hopkins was solid. Jerry Jeudy was quiet. Sacks for Young. David Dyson had the first sack of the game from a prop bet. Not Chase Young or Brian Burns. It was Dyson. And then no picks. All right, on to the final game of the day. The Panthers and the Caps, the defending NFC champs. taking on Columbus, who is coming off a disappointing playoff exit of their own. Who is home? Columbus is. Oh, we get to see Enzo. I don't care about any of the other players. We are here for Enzo Fungaroli. What a guy. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. 2. One of the prop bets was, would Siri pick the home team twice? And Siri picked it exactly twice. Sim the Chiefs Fins game. Well, we sim all the games. We want the Caps. Defending NFC champs versus the worst team in the OFL. Imagine if the Caps just suck this year. That'd be sad. Alright, anything specific you want? All blues, all whites. Blue and white, white and blue. Not a lot of variety here, but EA doesn't have alternate jerseys, which is dumb. The X Factors on these teams all return. There are some new-look superstars, specifically with Columbus, including Kevin Byard and Tommy Boy. Anything? Okay, I get executive decision, and I'm picking all blue because these are schmexing. Blue and blue. See, Boomy agrees. The spreadsheet says 8 and 325. Wow, Boomy's lost 325 games and still has a job as a coach. That's impressive, maintaining a job that long when you've lost 325 games. Oh, 25. Oh, I was going to say, if that's at 8 and 325, that'd be kind of funny. All right, let's get the final game of the day underway. Two of the NFC's best. The team that has made the OFL Bowl 2 years in a row. And the team that shocked the world last year. What team is going to be like the Caps last year that came out of nowhere and was really good? I feel like New England's an easy answer, but I mean, people are sleeping on New England. They forgot how good they were. And now they have an actual QB. 5-11 season 1, 4-2 in, or 5-11-2, 4-12-1. Can both these teams lose? Well, both teams should have lost your game. We'll see if both of these teams deserve to lose this game. The Jags and Ravens both played well. I think we've had 2 good games so far today, which is nice. The more good games, the better. But the Jags and Ravens both played better than the Bucks and Thunderbirds. Does that mean AFC better than the NFC? Caps have no end zones. They also, I don't think, have a midfield logo. The traditional stadium, I think, is cool. But why? I don't get why there's no end zone and no midfield logo. That's super dumb to me. I almost picked the traditional logo in the Jag series. I don't know if the traditional stadiums are all like this. So I'm kind of happy I didn't. Because I don't know if that's what the stadium would look like. Because that's ugly. First and 10, it's an end around. Usually this is like the Devin Duvernay play that the Panthers run 7 times a game. But Devin Duvernay is not a Panther anymore. He is a Colt. Instead, it's James, whoever that is. 2nd and 5. Baker up the middle. Baker Mayfield had some really good performances in watched games last season. Not your fault EA makes your team terrible. No, it's not. You gotta give EA money somehow. I don't know. Maybe if you buy a bunch of MUT bundles, maybe EA won't hate you. That would be my best guess. Second and 5, here's JK all day. JK Dobbins to the 27. Duvernay agrees. So far, so good for Carolina. Right as I say that, they lose 11 yards on the sack by Kimoko Toure. That's a fun name to say. There's one thing you're not doing, it's giving money to EA after you already bought their game. EA wants you to use money on microtransactions. That's what'll make your team good. Third and 21. They're in like fringe field goal zone range. Oh, it's intercepted. Okay. Nice little return as well. Still alive. Who is that? Chidobe Awuzie. Let's go. The GOAT on his first drive with the Caps gets the interception. Okay, I don't care what happens the rest of the game. We got to see a big play from Chidobe Awuzie, and that's all that matters. Cancel Octi due to telling him Nick to buy mud packs. That's a good reason to cancel me. That's a cancelable offense. Octi is over, party. Chidobe Awuzie. What a guy. Okay, I understand Darius Slay had that sick interception. I know Keenan Allen had the big catch. That's the play of the stream just because it's Chidobe Awuzie. The absolute GOAT. I'm no Bengals fan, but I should get a Chidobe Awuzie Bengals jersey for the memes. I wouldn't want to get a Dallas jersey, but now that he's off Dallas, now that he's no longer a Cowboy and on a team that people don't hate, that would be a good choice if I were to get a non-Lion jersey. So Wentz is going to ruin the drive. Well, so far he's not. The Caps have it at the 5. The reigning MVP winner, Carson Wentz, who went one and done in the playoffs last year, losing to the Bucs. 2nd and 2. Wentz throws it in the back of the end zone incomplete. Third and 2. Wentz breaks the sack. Does he get the first? Whoa! Why did he throw it? I've seen like 3 or 4 times in the past week in OFL and Jaguars franchise where quarterbacks have the easy run from a first down and they throw it. Like, that was such a good play by Wentz. He could have ran for a touchdown. Ugh. Chidobe is on a division rival in real life and conference rival in OFL, and he still has to be your favorite player because he's everybody's favorite player. So that's how Wentz ruined the drive. Yeah. Columbus does score, though.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Tell that to Aaron Rodgers. Facts. That play still makes me smile. Yay, we won. Yeah, you guys had a nice drive at the end of the game. Big grab from Keenan Allen where he mossed a defender and somehow stayed in bounds. Very good win for you guys. Hope Madden adds Vancouver and Montreal as real. I hope Madden just lets us create our own teams and we can relocate them anywhere we want. But, I mean, if Madden were to just add cities, Vancouver and Montreal would be good choices. Barely yet, but a win's a win. You guys did play really well in the 4th quarter. I do have to give the Ravens credit there. But I think, as I said at the start of this game, I think the 2 teams in the Ravens and... what is JK doing? I'll get back to my point in a second. He ran 10 yards backwards to fumble it and allowed a touchdown. JK, what are you doing? So the Panthers have turned it over twice already in the 1st quarter. But, what was I saying? I was saying how the Jags and Ravens both played better than the 2 teams in the first game today. And they're clearly playing better than Carolina because the Panthers look like a train wreck through the 1st quarter. This game should be 14-0. I understand coulda, woulda, shoulda. No, this game should be 14-0. Carson Wentz should have ran that touchdown in. NFL teams in Paris, Berlin, Rome, Madrid, Moscow, Tokyo. That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. Those would never happen, most of them. But that'd be really fun to have in the game. This is the real greatest show on turf. All right, boom. We should be back now. I apologize for the delay. The controller died. But we'll be good. I think there's enough juice for the rest of the stream. Probably another 30 to 40 minutes. I think that should be enough. Probably. But I'll probably wait for like a minute or so, have people trickle in, and then we can get back to it. Octi, this happens way too much, I know. It didn't happen in like OFL 20 and OFL 19 because I needed my PlayStation 4, but now I don't, so I don't think to always charge my controller. Elevator music, indeed. What's good, Pokemon, Jax, Nick, Pepper Jax, Cobra. I can charge PlayStation 5 controllers while I stream on that, but I can't charge PlayStation 4 controllers because my charger's a little bit different. So, I had like an older charger that I was like able to plug into the console and I could like still play while it was charging, but I got a newer charger and because the old one stopped working. I got a newer one and I have to like place the controller on it and it's different, and you could hypothetically still watch a game while it's charging, but I wouldn't be able to like talk into the mic. So Carolina now gets some time to think about their actions. Their offense was very sloppy in the first quarter, and they start the second quarter off pretty nicely. A nice play for OBJ. Traded Campbell to the Jets. Bills legend Paris Campbell. I kind of wish I didn't trade him, but I mean, Derek Nottie was used for a good cause. Derek Nottie's also on the Jets because I got Aaron Donald. That was 10 minutes. Yeah, I know. I was planning on charging it for about 10 minutes. I thought that would be around the amount of time I would need. You can have it on while you charge. I'm confusion. The thing, I can like, I don't have like that, I don't just have a wire that connects from the PlayStation to my controller. That's why I have for my PS5, but for my 4, it's like a cube. I don't really know how to explain it. If you guys want me to take a picture and show you, I can. I don't really know how to describe it, though. But I wouldn't be able to, like, plug the mic in because the bottom is hitting, like, the square. Panthers are moving it down the field, though. It seems like the controller charge is what Carolina needed to not be terrible. That was dangerous. Could have been intercepted. We've already seen a Chidobe Awuzie interception. 3rd and 4. What was Baker doing? I mean, they're still going to kick a field goal here, but ugh. So Carolina does get on the board, albeit a pretty ugly end of a drive. Columbus has it back. Their offense hasn't had to do a whole lot today. Their only touchdown was defensively. That was dangerous, Carson. That probably should have been intercepted. They are lucky. They are really lucky. 2nd and 10 up the middle for Stephon Diggs. He finally does something. Just waiting for EA to show a SpongeBob promotion. That'd be funny. Like, just on the middle of the screen, SpongeBob pops up. Won't be the first time we've seen SpongeBob in an NFL game. But we would need a SpongeBob promotion for a game that the MVP is in, Mitchell Trubisky. Wentz probably going to get sacked. No, he breaks away. Again, he could have ran for a big play. He got lucky because the receiver got open. But why do these quarterbacks, when they break a sack, why do they think they have to throw it when they can literally run it? That time it worked out, but most times, like earlier today for Wentz, it did not. I mean, I guess Wentz doesn't regret it there, but always have a charged PS4 controller. Yes. I'm going to plug it in once the stream is done. Oh my, Carson with another nice run, but he fumbles it! And it's picked up by Carolina. And Trey Flowers is injured. Not Nick's Trey Flowers, the other Trey Flowers. Yeah, I don't think I can use my PS5 controller on the PS4. If I could, I would. They're not going to review that, are they? Nope. A turnover inside the red zone. Incoming pick. Well, you're close. A fumble pick. Carolina's like in safety territory. Now they're not. They have it at the 19.
Mayfield's pass. Complete to number 16. A gain of 11 on the
Imagine if Carolina ties it before halftime after their like awful start. That'd be pretty impressive.
J.K. Dobbins, the ball carrier.
BS. Is EA gonna join the hating Jacks train?
On the pickup. It's second and 8. At the
If EA really hated Nick, though, the Caps would win the OFL ball.
Mayfield's pass. Complete to Mike Gesicki. A gain of 13 yards. And a Panther first down.
Your PS4 had something pop up when PS5 was released that says connect to a PS5, and it's for a controller. Interesting. I might have to try that out. That would be really useful. I mean, PS5 and PS4 controllers are built differently, but they have the same buttons. So I suppose it's possible. There's not really anything different other than, like, the shape. 2nd and 3 for Carolina. Check down. It does work. That was a first down, I think. They're not going to give it to him. I thought that was a clear first down, but okay. 3rd and 1 should have been intercepted. I thought that 2nd down, they got it. Wow. Okay. But Carolina got lucky the next play because that should have been an interception. Can't wait for Westlake. 40 more minutes. You guys are going to enjoy the game. Oh, what a punt! Down at the 3. But yeah, it was a really good game. Like, there are some games that are, like, close, and then I'm on the edge of my seat right at the end. I was at the edge of my seat the entire time. I had a blast playing it. It was really exciting. Was the result what I wanted? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. There's only one way to find out. But it was an exciting game from the start. So yeah, only 40 minutes away. And I think the stream's going to be done by then. So, wow, Columbus is backed up to the 4 again. Oof. Yeah, the stream I think will be done by 7:30. So I don't think time's really going to be an issue. If it is, I could always back it up 15 minutes. That's not a giant deal, but that means the team up north won, maybe. The future of Westlake to Frederick Hill. What a guy. We want more Hill. What if Hill got the game-winning touchdown in the Natty? Maybe? This is just like Mahomes. Wentz is running it so much. Except, the only times Wentz is not running it is when he should. This is when he has all the open field to run, he doesn't. But when he doesn't have open field to run, he does. When do I pick an FG? I only have a 6th rounder and a 7th rounder. So, yeah. I'm not overly worried about my picks. Because I traded them all. I gave you my first in the Russell Wilson trade. Future of Westlake AC3. Now, the future of Westlake is Frederick Hill. Wink, wink. Last season, quarterbacks didn't run as much as they should. And this year, quarterbacks are running too much. How isn't Carson interceptions hurt yet? Carson Wentz isn't really injury prone. He just has bad fluke injuries. I don't think he's injury prone. They have to call time here, right? Watch them not. Ah, they didn't. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. They would have still just had to, like, lob up a Hail Mary or something. Or go in for a quick out route and kick a field goal. But I knew they were not going to call that timeout. Why did I see that coming? Or they could have kicked a field goal with Enzo. He would have drilled it from 60. I'm disappointed. Can already tell this drive's not going to end well for Columbus. Ding, ding, ding. Who starts with the ball? The Caps do. Ooh, that's interesting. I thought Carolina did. But yeah, the first drive of the game was the interception by Chidobe Awuzie. The legend. I'm curious to see what happens in all the other games.
10 at the 23-yard line.
Second and 10, okay. Wentz didn't have a bad first half, but he didn't really have a good first half. He didn't look like an MVP, let's put it that way. Biggest flex is that you have a decent backup. You have probably the best third-string quarterback with Cam Newton. So that's what you guys have going for you. You have the best third-string quarterback in the OFL. Congratulations. Here's your participation trophy. I mean, you have depth at quarterback, but your highest-rated one's a 77. Your starter's a 74. I mean, maybe Scuda ends up being a really good starter. I don't know. That certainly could happen. If Scuda Yanya is really good and the Chiefs end up being really solid, what happens with the AFC West? There would be 4 good teams. That would be pretty wild. You have the best 4th-string running back? Yeah, you're probably right. With Tariq Cohen, who, for most teams, should be a 2nd-stringer. Good 2nd-stringer, might add, because Tariq Cohen's good in this game. For an 81 overall, he's real good. Cam Newton would be a great mentor if his knees were... It's not even Cam's knees, it's his shoulder. He can't throw. Really can't throw deep. But, in all honesty, he can't really throw. Revo, watch you. Who do the Steelers... I don't even remember who the Steelers play. They play Orlando. Yeah, that's... Orlando's not an interesting team. If Memphis has an interesting team, I'll put it on the poll, but I'm not trying to watch the Sentinels. They're not super interesting. Unless they were to get like an active coach and make a few moves, but they are... When they had Romer as their coach and we watched them, their games were not exciting at all. No disrespect to the Sentinels, but they weren't super flashy. Oh, fumble! They almost lost the ball twice in the red zone. But this time, Stephon Diggs picks it up. Ooh, that was close. Since super hype teams already lost, watch the Colts, Diablos, Cowboys, and Chargers lose. Who does Dallas play? I mean, the Colts, Diablos, and Chargers have been hyped, but I don't know about Dallas. Oh, they play the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, I wonder who wins that game. I mean, that was the Tank Bowl last year, but I think both teams are going to be a lot better. It's not about them, but me, yeah, but I want to watch 2 interesting teams. I do think Memphis is interesting, but that's only 1. Obviously, you guys play Toronto twice a year. That's a good game. I imagine there are some other ones as well. I guess I can actually look at the Week 2 schedule since Nick always posts the schedule at the beginning of the season. Hold on. Let me see all the interesting games now because I'm curious. The Steamers play the Snowhawks. Maybe that gets a poll. Yeah, there are some good games here. I'm not going to spoil them. And then if you want to scroll up on the Discord and see them, I can't stop you. Would be funny if the Chiefs finish better than the Chargers. That would be funny. What is Scooter's speed? I think it's probably around a 90 in the ballpark. Maybe higher. Chiefs will be a hard rebuild, but if Scooter ends up being good, and having to use your quarterback is really key because you can sign them for cheap. So that's going to be really useful in a couple off seasons from now when the free agency class is loaded and you don't have to pay a quarterback, whereas a lot of the really good teams with highly drafted fantasy draft quarterbacks are going to be paying them a lot of money. They won't, Nick. They probably won't, but it's Madden. Enzo is 2 for 2 today. He has looked like a first-round pick. Then again, I mean, there's not really much to compare him other than Sebastian Janikowski because he's like the only other first-round kicker I can think of. You have the best third... Oh, yeah, you have Riddle. Ooh. Who is the better OFL quarterback, Phil Riddle or Cam Newton? That's tough. We haven't seen a lot of Cam this year, and Riddle made it to an OFL Bowl, so I would have to say Phil Riddle. I kind of want to see Riddle start somewhere. I mean, probably not Indy with Goff and Mahomes, but I kind of want to see Riddle start again somewhere. I don't know where that would be, but somewhere. Panthers are down by 10. They have to score on this drive or else they are in trouble. Nobody wants... If I needed a quarterback and I couldn't get Eddie Small, I would be happy to take Phil Riddle. I would maybe try to get him as a backup, but we have Trace McSorley already, so we don't need Phil. But like Phil Riddle would start in Green Bay. He'd be an upgrade over Darnold. Ratings wise, and Riddle would probably just be better anyway. Age, he's probably younger. Up and comer at third quarterback. Yeah, Duvall was not a bad draft pick. I mean, if Daniel Jones ends up kind of like not doing well and Josh Rosen's just blah, I mean, you have another option. So, Carolina has it quickly in the red zone. This is a fast drive and a fast quarter. 3 quarters in the books. Caps have extended their lead, but the Panthers are still plenty of time. Pray Ridley and Tack carries your team. Do you even need Gardner? You might trade. Well, you've got to see if someone wants him. I mean, he'd be an upgrade in some places. Cough, cough, Green Bay. Second and 6. TJ Watt, did he finish second in Defensive Player of the Year last year? Let me check the vote. I know he was fairly high. Where is the awards tab? I don't remember where I put that. There it is. He did finish second, yeah. Second place Defensive Player of the Year with a sack. And the player who won Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald, hasn't done a whole lot for Carolina today. Jones was a projected pick. Picked him in the first, and he was a 77. Well, FG's not going to make a user bad, except for Coburn. But it's intercepted in the back of the end zone. Is that Byard or Boyett? Kevin Byard with the INT. And the Caps are looking real good. Their defense has forced 3 turnovers and has only allowed 3 points. Can't afford to lose Mahomes. You gotta drive a truck with stacks of cash and give them the keys to the truck. That's gotta be the Caps, the Thunderbirds' game plan when they have to pay Mahomes. Second and 10. Here's Todd. That was a late flag. That might be a face mask. That was a weird tackle animation too. No, it's holding. Second and 20, gain of 8. And he got out of bounds. So, the Caps have not wasted a ton of clock on this drive, which isn't ideal for them. But then again, Carolina's offense hasn't really shown anything today. They have the same amount of turnovers as points. Third and 13. Is that a first? That's close. I don't think he got it. Nope. They're not going to give it to him. So Carolina gets a stop. Already decided in OFL 22, the fantasy draft, you're not picking a quarterback till round 25. And his name is Mitchell Trubisky. That quarterback will, of course, be JT. What if JT Barrett's not in the game? Is he on a roster still? I have no clue. I know he was on the Steelers at one point. But I have no clue if he would be in the game. Hopefully this will be done before Westlake. Let's say this game will probably run maybe another 10 minutes. Yeah, this game will be done before 7:30. Ron, it's going to be Jake Fromm. Nick, hope you enjoy Jake Fromm next year. Better be in the game? Well, if he's not on a roster, I don't know if he would be. Tyree Jackson better be in the game. What would his rating be at tight end? Because I know he's a tight end now, which I don't like. I want to see him at quarterback. Holding on the offense. On Frank Ragnow. So they are back to the 30. Carolina's chances of winning this game are looking slimmer and slimmer. Only quarterback you're picking is JT Barrett. What if Mahomes falls to the 5th round? Would you pick him? Need to make a quarterback named Jake from State Farm. Well, Jake Fromm's here. We could always do that. I forget what team he's on. I know he was on my team at one point, but I let him go. I don't know where he is now. What about Justin Fields is the type of quarterback who would be really good in Madden Sim. I don't know why. I feel like he would be really good or really bad. Check chat. I'm confused. Which chat? I mean, I'm staring at this one. Think he's a free agent? Yeah, I know you last had from. I don't remember where he is now. Who had that sack? Is that Watt again? TJ Watt with 2 sacks. He is in the zone. Oh, boy, that's big. Down to 3.5 minutes. 2nd and 21. Okay, they made up the yards from the sack. But not much more. Zach Wilson will be great in Sim. I'm curious to see how the rookies do in Sim next year. I wonder how Mac Jones would do in Sim. That's an interesting one. Oh, look at J.K. down the field. That's a touchdown. Wow. J.K. Dobbins, who had an awesome OFL bowl, has been really bad today. Had that awful fumble early in the game. And now he makes a really big play to cut the lead down to 3. Got a feeling Trevor Lawrence is going to be terrible in Sim. I wonder what Trevor Lawrence's rating is going to be. Are they going to give him an 80 or not? These rookie ratings, specifically the quarterbacks, I'm really curious about. Are they going to rate Mac Jones higher than like Fields and Lance? I wonder if they would do that. Guess T-Law would be... That would be my guess too. But I don't know. Maybe they would give him an 80. I don't know. Guess there's only one way to find out. Bold opinion, Trevor Lawrence would be a bust. I would have to disagree with that. But I suppose anything's possible. You hate Trey Lance? What did Trey Lance ever do to you? Mac Jones will either be off or he'll be like Jimmy G and Sim. Niners, take notes. He'll either be awful or he'll be Jimmy G. Slater's best overall offensive lineman in the draft. Again, I would have to disagree with you, but a lot of people would agree with that. Maybe it's my duck bias, but I know there are a lot of people who really like Slater. Sewell's raw, but Sewell's freaky. He's freaky. He's way too old. Trey Lance, I feel like you've said this before with Trey Lance. He was kind of like Josh Allen coming out a few years ago, where you don't really know what to expect, but they had the physical tools to be really good. And Josh Allen, after some flashes early on, obviously last year he was great. Sewell's ceiling is insane, exactly. Like, Slater might be better as a rookie, but I don't think he has the upside that Sewell has. Can we see a 59-yard field goal from Enzo here? They're doing it! Let's go! If he makes this, make it. Make it for the memes. Oh my, he drilled that! This guy is well worth a first-round pick. That was right down the middle. Holy smokes. Kyle Trask was going to be a first-round pick throughout the month of November. And now, most people think he's not even going to be a day 2 pick. And I don't disagree. T-Law isn't as good as Zach Wilson. I'm very curious to see who's better out of Zach Wilson and Justin Fields. Like, I know everybody's on the fence. Well, actually, most people around the league aren't. But a lot of people are super undecided with this, myself included. I'm really curious to see who's better out of those two. Who is that? That is Enzo Fungaroli, the first-round kicker. TJ Watt with 3 sacks. Sewell equals Munoz. I wouldn't go that far yet. I mean, Anthony Munoz might be the greatest offensive lineman in NFL history. That'd be fitting if the Bengals pick Sewell then. Zane Gonzalez. You like Justin Fields more? I feel like people are just overthinking Fields. Like, people are finding reasons to hate him for no reason at all. I don't get. I have Wilson as my 2 ahead of Fields, but the Justin Fields slander on the internet the past month is ridiculous. 4th and 12. This is pretty much the game here. The Caps kicker is definitely Zane Gonzalez. What if the game cut Enzo and signed Zane? No way he caught that! Oh my goodness, Carolina might win. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a conversion. They still have 2 timeouts. TJ Watt has 4 sacks in the 4th quarter. He's gotten them all in this quarter. Elijah Moore's best slot in the draft. Waddle more of a deep threat. You might not be wrong. I mean, I would probably pick Elijah Moore over, like, Darius Toney. I'm just not as high on Toney as people. But Elijah Moore is certainly a good player. Jalen Waddle as well. I wonder who's going to be better out of Waddle and Smith. I have Waddle a little bit higher, but, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Smith is better, because they're both insane. Justin Fields might be the most overhated prospect since who knows? Since Baker Mayfield. Oh, fumble! Baker fumbled it. The clock is going to keep going. That's the game. They're not going to run another play. Wow, so the Panthers will win it. Did I just say the Panthers will win it? The Caps will win it. Why did I say that? I had the absolute brain fart. The Caps will win it. 16-10. Kyle Pitts is going to be the Megatron of tight ends. The Megatron comparisons with players have annoyed me, but I don't even fully disagree with that. I've got to be honest. I mean, he's not really necessarily a tight end, but I don't fully disagree. Just stand in the pocket and don't move. EA logic. The QB ratings were almost identical. Neither quarterback was great. Baker played well down the stretch, but he had some bad throws. Wentz was pretty average. The run game, J.K. Dobbins had his good and his bad. We didn't get to see Tremblay at all. That makes me sad. J.K. Dobbins, 6 catches, 66 yards. He's a devil. Cody Ford allowed 4 sacks. T.J. Watt had all of them in the 4th quarter. That's unbelievable. And, of course, the interceptions by Kevin Byard. And the GOAT, Janobe Awuzie. Enzo Fungaroli, 3 for 3, including a 59-yarder at the end. Yeah, he is well worth a first-round pick. And now it is time to sim. JOK is not falling to 26. Do not get your hopes up. I don't care if there are mock drafts with JOK falling to 26. It's not happening. I've said it a couple times. I think it's more likely we pick him at 7 than he falls to 26. And I wouldn't totally hate him at 7. I don't know if I'd be happy, but I wouldn't really be upset. I've got to be totally honest. All right, I'm curious to see what happens here. Anthony Schwartz is criminally underrated because he was in the mediocre Auburn offense. I wonder what he's going to do. He's an interesting player. I don't really know how to feel about him. And Seth Williams. They are 2 of the more like weird receivers to me. Rams won. Dallas won. Bulldogs and Eagles lose. Okay, interesting. JOK is not going past 20. Thank you, good sir. The Cardinals put up 41 against the Snowhawks. It appears Alexei Smirnov is back in business. 3 touchdowns for Smirnov. The Snowhawks always start off seasons really well, and then they suck the second half of the year. But they start this season 0-1. Hashtag already lost, gang. You already won, gang. Kamara was great, too. He did fumble it. Miles Sanders scores twice, but he had 2.6 yards per carry. Larry Maxwell, who are you? Wow, what a game. 2 scores for Rashard Higgins. Jay Wilbon allowed 2 sacks. That's interesting. I know everybody loved him. I see a lot of sacks for Von Miller. Yeah, 2.5. And Adrian Amos with a pick. Chargers lose to the Raiders. 38. What did Colbert do? He got... Oh my gosh, he got injured. You've got to be kidding. Zachy and Colbert played well and then got hurt. What is his injury rating? He got hurt last year. Isaiah Thomas wasn't bad. He was about average. Maybe a little bit above average. Steve Bush had a nice game. 2 touchdowns for Quincy Cobb on 22 yards. Hollywood Brown had a nice game. Irv Smith scores. Brendan Ayuk scores. Max Lynch scores. Was that Hakeem Butler? Hold on. Yes, sir. Hakeem Butler with a touchdown. I see 2 sacks for Zadarius Smith. A pick for Carl Joseph, who just signed back with the Raiders in real life. Chiefs beat the Dolphins 27-20. Ooh. Scuda, 344 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Riley Painter, again. Not great. Nobody really ran the ball well. Jose Morales was pretty underwhelming in his debut. Is Riley Painter just not that good? I mean, he didn't show a ton in his first 2 years. I mean, he was fine. But, I mean, he was this generational quarterback prospect. There are expectations on Mr. Painter. I know it's one game. We're not going to overreact. But not an ideal start against a pretty not so great defense. The Chiefs have a better record than the Chargers. That's true. Ooh, Indy with a nice win. 34-10. Okay, Colts. Jared Goff, 3 touchdowns. He's pissed the Colts use a first-rounder on a quarterback. Mookie Gray was not very good. Saquon Barkley, back from injury that he suffered late at the end of last year. He scored a touchdown, had 82 yards. Tyler Higbee with a nice game. Chris Godwin, who was the best receiver in the OFL last year, he scores. Okay, it's 7:15. I would like to stop the stream before 7:30 for Westlake purposes, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. Garrison Parks had a nice game, 4 tackles for loss. He finished second for Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. Oh dear, I think we're up soon. Cougars 38-28 over the Texans. Russell Wilson back as the quarterback. He threw 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for Daniel Romer III in his debut. So, a lot of scores and a lot of turnovers. Joe Mixon with a big game. Chris Carson in his Texan debut, not so much. Brian Edwards, the $100 million man. Okay. Did Naruto outsmart all of us by signing Brian Edwards to that giant contract? You not be mad? No, that'd be a great pick at 26. Jamin Davis is a beast. Yeah, you guys won. Congrats. Who would I pick out of Jamin Davis and Zaven Collins? That's a good question out of who's better out of those two. I really don't know. Dallas 14-6. So maybe these teams both will suck again. Maybe I was wrong. Still not worth $100 million. Matt Warner and Austin Buckley were both kind of bad. Melvin Gordon was solid. I wonder if Bonsuave did anything. Zach Ertz with the only receiving touchdown of the game. I see 3 sacks for the Eagles' second-round rookie, Terrence Weathersby. So he outperformed Bonsuave. How did he do in his debut? Jose Bonsuave had 3 tackles. Interceptions for Kyrie Willis, Dory Jackson, and Marcus Williams. 41 on New England. Ooh, including 24 in the fourth. We put up nothing in the first quarter, 17 in the second, nothing in the third, and 24 in the fourth. Gee whiz. Phil Chippendale, 4 touchdowns in his first game of the year. Kenneth Hawthorne, the top quarterback prospect in last year's draft, was not great. Josh Jacobs, why do you only have the ball 14 times? That's kind of low. Christian Kirk with a good performance. Hockenson scored, Juju scored, Jacobs scored, Deontay Harris scored. I am liking this performance from the offense. Phil Chippendale is back. Collins is more of a project. Davis is more of a day one guy. Yeah, I can see that. Zaven Collins is still a little bit rough around the edges. 2 sacks for Garrett. Interceptions for Marlon Humphrey and someone else. Hold on. Who was that? Nasir Adderley. Cool. Diablos are an even quarter team, clearly. Niners beat the Bulldogs 21-14. Okay. Dak Prescott was solid. Deshaun Watson was not. Austin Eckler scores. Eric Ebron's the leading receiver. Did he have any drops? Oh, this screen doesn't show drops. Vernon Carter with a nice game for the Niners, 56 yards and a touchdown. Did you see Darius Geis? Yes, he is on New England. I think he's still on New England. Let's not forget. Jets beat the Bills in a playoff rematch. The Bills do not get their revenge. Matt Stafford, it's Matthew Stafford, not Matt, excuse me. Matthew Stafford and Matt Ryan were both pretty, Derrick Henry was fine. A.J. Brown, an Offensive Player of the Year candidate last year. He had a nice game. Brown wasn't all that good in the playoffs, but in the regular season, he was a machine. 2.5 sacks for Dante Fowler. Interceptions for Joe Bakke. Okay. Cassius Dobson, the rookie, and Mike Hilton. Marlo is the best Twitter user ever. That is facts. Marlon Humphrey is an awesome Twitter follow. He is a funny dude. 13-10, Rams beat the Lions. Keith Priolio was fine in his debut. Threw a touchdown. Jameis Winston was okay. I wonder who's going to be better out of Kenneth Hawthorne and Keith Priolio. And I wonder if Boomy's going to regret not getting the Canadian sensation. Can't wait to watch Colts Ravens. That's actually a good game. Any idea how? Probably sometime this week we'll have weeks 2 and 3. Packers lose to the Saints 27-21. Garoppolo 377 and 3 touchdowns. He threw a lot of passes though. Sam Darnold, no interceptions, but he threw 40% completion percentage. Not ideal. Dalvin Cook had a nice game though. He only had 11 carries. That feels low. But first round rookie Mekhi Grimbley with a nice game. 7 catches, 98 yards. Bell with a 95 and a score. If Memphis loses, this means everybody in the NFC North will be 0-1. Diablos. Ooh, I want to watch that. Yes, Apple. Yes. We're watching that week 3. We have to. Memphis wins, so the Steamers with they put up 13 in the second, 13 in the, how do you get 13 points in 3 quarters? That's like such an odd number. Okay, not going to question it. Not going to question it. Saw the Packers almost cried run leak, but here you have Daniel Jones throwing 333 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wow, have yourself a Steamer debut. So Memphis is on top of the division. Nice amount of rushing yards for the newly converted running back Jalen Reagor. Nice game for Michael Pittman. 2 touchdowns for Anthony Miller. Darren Quickly, the Harvard guy, with 13 tackles. 2 sacks and an interception for Khalil Mack. Doing a little bit of everything. Okay. Snowhawks lost. We have seen almost every game. We haven't seen the Titans yet. They played the Bengals. These are the 2 most, like, boring teams, and this looks like the Titans had 129 yards. These are like my 2 least favorite OFL teams. I do not like either of these teams. Teddy Bridgewater, Madden's favorite player from last year, was atrocious. He had 5 sacks against him. Lamar Jackson, typical OFL Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is really good in this game, but he sucks in the OFL. I don't get it. Tony Pollard, nice amount of rushing yards. Yeah, I'm happy we didn't watch this game. Not that this game would ever be considered. I want nothing to do with either of these teams, but 3 why are so many players getting a bunch of sacks? Yannick Ngakoue with 3. Bengals, obviously, we know. Bills, we know. Bucks won. Bulldogs lost. That brings us back to the Caps. That's everybody, okay? Actually, let's do the schedule now. Schedule, standings, player of the week, injuries, and then that'll be done. And then, yeah, we'll be done before 7:30 for Westlake. All right. Week 2. Anything that catches our eye. Thunderbirds, Lions, maybe. Diablos, Dolphins isn't bad. Cardinals, Eagles, I wouldn't mind. Remember, we're only watching 1 week 2 game since we're doing weeks 2 and 3. Chargers, Packers is interesting. I wouldn't mind that game. Steamers, Snowhawks, possibly. Caps, Rams, maybe. I'd like to see the Rams early this year. I want to see what Priolio is made of. Niners, Bucks, Colts, Ravens. Yeah, there are some good games. And then week 3. Can we watch T-Birds, Lions, please? If the people want it. Armando Bacot is incredibly ugly. I don't know his face offhand, but maybe he is ugly. Did he declare for the draft? I don't know. UNC could use him next year because they are losing quite a bit of bigs. Raiders, Lions, I don't mind. Panthers, Packers. Jags, Texans is a good game. Niners, Cardinals. That's a really good game. Niners, Cardinals. I like that a lot. Chargers, Steamers. Jets, Chiefs. Eagles, Cats. There are some really good games this week. All right. Diablos, Colts. Chargers, Steamers, and Niners, Cardinals. I want to watch all 3 of them. All right, standings. Not that these really matter through 1 week, but for anyone who is curious, AFC North, Bengals and Cougars on top. He declared with an... Okay, so he has the option to return. Colts and Jags 1-0. Jets are the only 1-0 team in the East. And in the West, for Raiders, Diablos, and Chiefs all won. Steamers are the only team who won in the NFC North. Bucks and Saints won in the South. Dallas and Columbus won in the East. Cardinals, Niners, and Rams all won in the West. Garrison Brooks, a.k.a. the most college player of all time, is in the portal. Ooh, interesting. Apparently, we're supposed to get Christian Bishop soon from Creighton. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and from what I saw in the tournament, he seemed like a pretty good player. So, that's fun. And obviously, Yosefu's a stud. Ooh, Joe Tooney's out 7 weeks. Oof. Cam Akers broke his foot. Robbie Anderson, Chris Lindstrom, and Billy Costigan are all injured. Ouch. Will Molden is out for 7 weeks. The injury bug has come alive. It's 6:23. Actually, it's 7:23. Yeah, the stream's going to be over before 7 minutes from now. So the Westlake premiere will be fine. Don't worry. It's starting in 6 minutes when it's supposed to. Okay, all these teams in the middle don't have injuries. Drake Greenlaw is out. Zach Cunningham hurt. Brennan Cooks is injured. Gus Edwards will miss 6 weeks. Cam Hayward. I didn't even know Cam Hayward got hurt. He'll miss 3. Natty Dublin got hurt. Ooh. He's for back. Oh, Colbert didn't get injured. Colbert's back next week. Okay. I'm showing free agents in a separate video. I'll do that tonight. Michael Gallup is not here. He'll be back. All right. I guess that'll do it for the stream. Week 1 is in the books. Weeks 2 and 3. I kind of want to have 2 streams before Friday, because once Friday hits and MLB The Show drops, I'm not going to want to stream OFL for like a good week. So I kind of want to get 2 streams in before Friday. We'll see. That's my goal. I want to get through week 5 by Friday. That's what I'm going to try. So that's going to be the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'm going to have the free agency video out tonight. Peace out.